This is African American History is American History. Welcome. I'm your host, Harlan Kearsley. This program's goal is to foster understanding, promote discussion, and expand knowledge through stories of historical events, bios of unsung heroes, as well as timely and relevant news stories which, hopefully, will paint a vivid picture of the effects of segregation, discrimination, and bigotry on the lives of both blacks and whites. Comparisons will be made between the many racially fractured periods of American history and what's going on right now.
Thurmond and Holmes, confessed killers of Buchwald, have been lynched. An angry mob, swept on by the fury of self-appointed leaders, have dragged them screaming from the San Jose jail. In the park, the yelling mob of 10,000 fights toward the improvised gallows for a glimpse of the cut-down bodies, a page from medieval history. Young men leap up to rip branches off for souvenirs. Thousands shout as sheriff's men remove the torn bodies. The cold light of morning reveals the damaged prison where 500 outfought a handful of unarmed jailers. The shattered window of Thurmond's cell, target of bricks and stones. From his cramped cell, Thurmond watched his approaching doom. The morning also finds a crowd still around and perfectly willing to show how they got to Thurmond and Holmes using the same gas pipe battering ram. The gallows spot, a beautiful park in the heart of the city. In press statements, Governor Rolfe condones the lynching. In Salisbury, Maryland, 24 hours after Governor Rolfe's statement, another determined mob clashed with soldiers. The state militia had arrested 4 suspects in a month-old lynching after county authorities had refused to act. The angry crowd tried to prevent the arrests and turned their fury on reporters and cameramen who took to the air. The Maryland arrests bring into focus the question, mob law or the law of the land?
A lynching is a public extrajudicial killing of an individual who has not received any due process. These executions were, and sadly still are, carried out by lawless mobs, though police officers have participated under the pretext of justice. Lynchings in the United States reached their horrific zenith from the 1880s to the late 1920s, where an estimated 2 or 3 blacks were lynched per week. In Mississippi alone, 500 African Americans were lynched from the 1800s to 1955. Nationwide, the figure climbed to nearly 5,000. True, most of the lynchings occurred in the South, simply because the majority of African Americans lived there. But racially motivated lynchings also occurred in the Northeast, the Midwest, and the border states. This is African American History is American History. America is still dealing with questions about the value placed on the lives of young black men and the ability of the criminal justice system to do right by all Americans, regardless of race. I'm Harlan Kearsley, and on behalf of everyone here at African American History is American History, thank you for listening. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. Once you do, you'll be notified as soon as new episodes are posted. Thanks again, and please stay safe. And remember, none of us can truly embrace the future until we first confront the past. African American History is American History. Copyright H.C. Kearsley, 2023.